Thank you for joining us on this special edition Escape Pod Extra. Joining me via Skype tonight is former UCW heavyweight and United States champion and half of the Maddox brothers, Shayne Maddox. Shayne, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
Oh, man, I really appreciate you being here tonight. I know you got some big stuff going on this weekend, and we need to talk all about it and let everybody know what is going on. We have the Universal Championship Wrestling presents Fury Road. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I can't wait. Always love getting back to Owensboro, and especially the Owensboro Sportscenter. Just the history of that building, it still amazes me. I mean, Kiss played there at one point in time. Just so many cool things have happened there. So many wrestling legends. I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin passed through those doors. Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee, Jeff Jarrett, who's about to do it again for the first time in over 20 years. So it's it was an honor to bring it back to the Sports Center back in April and to perform there. And we're really excited about coming back. So it's going to be an awesome night.
Yeah, and you know, really, recently there has been, I guess, in the last year or so, really a resurgence in independent wrestling in this area, which is fantastic. And
so awesome. I remember when I was growing up, I couldn't get enough wrestling. I couldn't get enough pro wrestling, and there was only about maybe one independent promotion that ran nearby. It was Bad to the Bone Wrestling, and Joe Bailey was promoter, God rest his soul, and it was about the only thing close that I could go to. And every now and then you would see some really talented guys. There were a lot of talented guys that came through on those shows, but not a whole lot of the former WWE television stars or WCW guys. And now I think there's like 3 promotions that come to Owensboro that bring all these amazing talents that I would have given anything to get to be able to see when I was younger. So it's really cool. You've got one promotion running there bi-weekly, and Big B Pro Wrestling, which Bobby Wilson, the promoter, who Bobby Wilson Home Furnishing is actually the sponsor for our show. So that's really awesome. Bobby
is.
And then you've got the WWA who comes there like once. I think it's once a month. I'm not really sure, but I know they just had a really awesome show with the Next Level. So it's, especially in this area, it's a really exciting time to be a wrestling fan. There's a lot of good wrestling going on, and I encourage anybody to go out and just support indie wrestling. A lot of companies trying to really put a lot of time, heart, soul, and money into these shows, and the fans ultimately win when it comes down to that. So it's pretty awesome.
It really is awesome, and you guys should be really commended for bringing it to I say bringing it back up to a really good high level. I mean, not only with you quality of the performers, the wrestlers that you have come in, but I mean, you have some great talent, you have some good local talent, you have some good, people that have been in the industry, like for said, over 20 years, and setting the bar really high. And then the Owensboro Sports Center, which, like you said, is an historic. It's the largest venue in the area, and you guys are gonna rock it.
Yeah, we cannot wait. I mean, a lot of big names. You got Road Warrior Animal. I think it's his first time here. It's the first time coming to Owensboro. It's going to be really cool. He'll be in the face paint. You can come get a picture with him. He's bringing a spike pad, so you can wear the spike pads. His Hall of Fame ring will be there, so you can try that on and see that up close. That's really cool. I know the main event is going to feature MVP versus Cowboy James Storm, which I'm super excited to see that. Really cool. Of course, you got my match, which I'm most amped up about because it's my first time. I've been around Jeff Jarrett many times, but my first time locking up with him, so I'm excited for that. And I think people know, anybody who's kind of followed my career knows that Chris Michaels has been intertwined with it for a while.
Yes, he has.
Both on together and against each other. And I feel like we've been opponents more often than not, and he's probably one of, if not my favorite opponent. And the guy really has few peers as far as in-ring quality and work. He's second. There's hardly anybody that I think can hold a candle to him. And I'm really excited. I know Scott Sexton has been on your show a couple times.
Yep.
And he's taking on EC3, which I'm really excited to see that too. Of course, you got the women's match, tag team match with the Murphy boys and Envious. there's just a lot of cool stuff on the card, man, and I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big show. But let's some people that may not know everything about you yet. Let's start off with where have you been before, as far as like what got your passion started? I mean, was it watching wrestling as a kid, and how did you actually get into it?
Right, it's really cool to actually tell this to you, because I don't think many people know how my brother and myself got into it. We used to watch pro wrestling all the time as kids, and as much as I hate to admit it, and my mom will probably still wants to beat me for this, we used to do anything we could to skip out on going to church on Sundays to watch WWF. That was what we did. We got pretty creative with it. I feel horrible saying it now, but it is what it is. And so we grew up watching it. Kind of faded out a little bit closer to 10 years, but as soon as NWO hit, we were full blown and couldn't get enough of it. And how we got into it is kind of a funny story, because my brother and myself, we do the promoting, and we never really intended on doing that. We always just wanted to be wrestlers. Mm-hmm. And a lot of time I still just want to be a wrestler, but we saved up money when I was in high school and bought a wrestling ring, and completely got ripped off. We'd seen a ring set up, we'd never seen it tore down, and we go to pick it up, and we're driving home. I remember just looking in the back. I just worked my first job flipping burgers at a Wendy's. That visor always screwed up my hair, but that's another story for the day. I remember looking at the ring, and I'm just sitting there thinking, like, this is the coolest thing. Like, I've always wanted to get in a wrestling ring, and now we've got one. And we get back, and we're unloading it, and nothing fit.
Oh, wow.
And the jobs on some of the steel was just that you could see through it and break it off. So we rigged it up to where it looked really good, but it was, it was like concrete to land on.
Oh, wow.
We started promoting just Halloween shows with our buddies. It wasn't really backyard. We would rent a building, and guys would, kind of dress up as their favorite superstar or whatever. And as soon as we both were of age to really pursue it, we ended up buying another wrestling ring. At this point in time, able to make a little bit more money, and so we ended up finding Mike Samples, who was really big over in Japan, was a USWA regular, and just an awesome guy. And we went and bought the ring from him. We go to meet him, and he was like, "You sure you want to do this, right?" And I'm like, "You want to train?" Because when we had inquired about the ring, we asked about training as well. Yeah, I'm dying to. It's all I ever wanted to do my entire life. He got me in the ring, beat me up a little bit, got rough, and he said, "So you still want to do it?" I'm sitting there with this just big goofy smile on my face. I'm like, "Yeah, when can we come back?" So that's how we got involved in the wrestling business. Mike trained us. A phenomenal trainer. I could not say enough good things about him. He still makes rings. He's probably the #1 ring builder in the world. So,
wow.
MonsterRingsandCages.com. He does MMA, boxing, wrestling, and just awesome guy, awesome products. And we're still using that same ring today, and never had any issues with it.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, Mike got us broke in, and we had met Chris Michaels, and Chris Michaels kind of had a hand in grooming us when we first started out. So we were on a lot of shows with us, and he helped us out a ton, and was like a mentor to us. But that's how we got into it. And since we had a ring, we started promoting shows, and somehow we're still doing that. But,
yeah, it's fantastic story, and I really like that you guys. I mean, you didn't give up when you had the ring that wasn't quite right. You kept at it. You practiced. You worked on it. You built your own craft, and then once you get that bug, I know Scott Sexton has tried to shake it off a few times. It's hard to get rid of.
It's extremely tough. I love performing. I love doing it. There's no feeling in the world like it. So yeah, I'll probably always be doing something with it here and there, as mm-hmm. much as my family hates it because of all the injuries I've had. But I just love doing it.
It it is what it is, right? That's what
Yeah.
they say. Yeah.
Right.
So what's some of your? I guess you've had a lot of great matches in your career so far, and we say so far because you're definitely not done, and who knows, this could be your biggest one coming up. But what's some of the outstanding matches in your mind? Some of the competitors you've been in.
There's so many. I've been blessed to work with so many amazing people. I've had so many matches with Chris that I couldn't pick one. It's amazing. But if we're talking about names outside of just UCW, kind of like guys that are on TV, I really loved. I had a couple of matches with Rhino that I loved. I had a singles match with him that was it was really cool, and my brother and I tagged against him and Tommy Dreamer, and that was awesome.
Oh wow!
I think a really fun time for me. I grew up being a big Rockers fan, so I got to tag with Marty Jannetty when I was younger. I got to tag with. Can you still see me?
Yes.
I got to tag with Marty Jannetty when I was younger, and we were hanging out. My brother and myself and Marty were hanging out, having a couple drinks and having something to eat. And I remember somehow he got Pat Tanaka on the line, and the next night I'm in the locker room, and Pat Tanaka shows up, and he's in the match now. It's me and Marty tagging against Pat Tanaka, and
wow,
who was performing as Mordecai at the time. And I hadn't seen Pat, I'd never met Pat. This is the first time I met him, and I was a huge Rockers fan. One of my favorite tag matches of all time is the Rockers versus Orient Express. So now here I am tagging with Marty, about to go out and do some Rockers stuff, and I'm going to be doing it with Pat Tanaka. And Pat comes in, and he's ready to go and in shape, and you would think we were about to go out for Mania. The guy's just, he was ready to go, and had a great match, a lot of fun. So that's a good memory for me, just being able to kind of, in some ways, live out a childhood dream, really cool doing all the Rocker stuff. So that was fun. My brother and I had an awesome match against Beer Money, which was really good. James Storm, Bobby Roode. So that was a good one. There's so many people that I've been blessed to work with. Another one that I'll mention really quick, just because I didn't know I was going to go, and it was a change of styles, was when I worked singles against Paul Burchill. He was a little bit more European based, kind of Finley style, and I knew who he was, but I wasn't super familiar with his work, and I was really proud of how that match turned out, and it was just kind of a different style from what I'm used to. So that was a lot of fun. But we've worked with so many great tag teams. I've just been blessed to work with a lot of awesome people. So
yeah, and that's great, because you can really tell your passion for it. Just talking to you now, it's just like, it's like you're probably like, let's go, let's wrestle.
Yeah, and you can get me talking about this stuff. I can go all night.
Well, like I said, hopefully we're going to have you and your brother on sometime full throttle and do a complete, proper interview. I do appreciate you coming on tonight. But let's talk about why you're here tonight, which is talking about the show this weekend, which is big. It is this Saturday night. It is UCW Presents Fury Road at the Owensboro Sportscenter. It's September the 16th. What time does the doors open?
The meet and greet for the VIP ticket holders. The VIP ticket holders are the ringside seats. That starts at 5. So, and with a general admission ticket, it starts at 6.
Okay.
Will be at 7, and that's when the action will start. We do have an awesome band coming to play, which I'm really excited about this too, because they just did a custom theme for my brother and myself.
Awesome.
And they are an awesome rock band. I was blown away with what they came up with and what they did. I think people are really going to dig it. We're going to debut it here. We're going to be on 97X with Jordan Rose on Friday. Live in 5. I think he's gonna play it. We're also going to be on Tyler Two-Step show on Saturday morning at 11.
Great.
He may play it as well, and I think they're going to be playing it that night at the show, so we're really excited about that. They're a rock band out of Glasgow, Kentucky, and it's funny because I guess Blackstone Cherry is coming to Owensboro soon, which is going to be really. And in the promo pics, the lead singer is wearing their T-shirt, so it's
really
a good
cool.
band. It's really cool.
And it's Boomstick, right?
Boomstick is the name of the band. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Really
Very cool.
awesome.
Want to make sure we got that in there, and like I said, there's a lot of things about this match that are great that are coming up at the show. But one thing we want to mention is that you can still get tickets at owensborotickets.com. You can get those right now. Just go on the web, get your tickets right now. That's what we did. We got ours. We're going to be there, me and Tony, and then you can also get them at the box office that day.
Correct. They'll be available that day, and also if you listen to 97X throughout the week, Jordan Rose show, he was giving away 2 VIP tickets every time he interviews somebody. The interviews air between like 5 and 5:30. So I think we've got Chase Stevens is going to be on there tomorrow. My brother and myself will be on there Friday, and then we'll be giving 2 tickets away Saturday morning from his show starts at 11. So we'll be on there. So we're excited about that as well.
That's fantastic. That's more chances to win. But I tell you, it's worth the money. It doesn't cost that much for such great level of entertainment for this area. I'm telling you, this show is going to be worth it, and worth every penny. And go ahead.
I forgot about our world title match, our heavyweight title match. Stevens, and there's so much good stuff on it. One of the biggest matches, the heavyweight title match. I forgot about it. And Chase is a tough competitor.
Oh yeah.
And he broke my ribs last show. He's a tough guy. Former Indiana Golden Gloves boxing champion. One of the toughest guys I've ever been in the ring with, and he's wrestling Al Snow. So that's exciting.
Yeah, Al Snow is man. He is an icon. I mean,
sure.
Been around forever. I mean, and then you got your match with Jeff Jarrett and Chris Michaels, which is going to be a landmark. And then you got MVP versus James Storm.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Man, that's he MVP, man. He is all over that ring. I mean, fast.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna be like flip. Where'd it go? Yeah. So that's hopefully James will be able to catch him. That's to hold on to him. And then of course you got superb Scott Sexton and Ethan Carter the third. And there's no love lost between these two guys.
I gotta say I'm pulling for Scott on that one. I'm a dog, and I'd like to see him pull it out. So we'll see.
Yeah, we would too. We kind of pull for him too. He's been on the show a couple times. Great guy, great personality. Well, he's got a lot of personality. It's all about him. But anyway,
that's what we put in this.
But you got a ladies match going too, right?
Yeah, that's really cool. We've got Impact Wrestling, which is an Impact Knockout, I guess is what they're called. Rebel, who is awesome, former Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
She is a knockout.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then there was Kelly Klein. She is too.
Yes.
Women of Honor, Ring of Honor star, Kelly Klein, who's a tough chick, and she's been on some shows for us. I think that's going to be an awesome match too. So it's exciting.
And they're beautiful women, but man, they really get after it. It's not a slap of wrist. It's a brawl.
Yeah, I mean the cool thing about them, they could be eye candy if that's all you want them to be, but they are athletes and they are tough. I mean they hit as hard as some of the guys, if not harder. And that match is going to be good. That's one I'll want to see.
Yeah,
so
most definitely.
It's exciting.
And then you got MVS versus the Murphy brothers.
Yeah, I got to get in the ring with the Murphy boys once. They're good, man. A young team, and talk about they haven't even hit their. I don't even think they know where they can go with this and how far they can take it. But a lot of natural athleticism, really respectful, good guys. And, I've known MBS for a long time. And so they've got the experience, and they're a great tag team. So the Murphy boys have their work cut out because they've got 2 tough veterans in there. But they've got a lot of talent. And if somebody can pull off the upset victory, I think they can do it.
Wow, I'm excited to see. Every match is good. I mean, you got Mike Micus versus Derek Neal.
Derek Neal's going to be there. I mean, I love Derek Neal because he reminds me of the kind of heel that I used to like watching when I was growing up. He's just a tough, just a bad of the bone guy, and I really like his work. I've known him for a while. I've been in the ring with him, and just to see how far he's come is awesome. The first time I met Mike Micus at the last Owensboro show was the first time I met him, and then I ended up reffing a match between him and Scott Sexton at Big B Pro Wrestling, and talk about a humble guy who's just super talented as well. So that's one to watch too. I'm so excited about all these matches. I really, part of me, if I wasn't so excited and amped up for my match, I would be one to buy a ticket and sit and watch this.
Exactly. And you got like I said, you got the meet and greet with the Road Warrior Animal, and super nice guy, and and he is a living legend, no doubt.
For sure. I mean, he was a huge influence. Watching the Road Warriors Legion of Doom when I was growing up, I remember always wishing I had the face paint and the spikes, and just a big impression on me as far as tag team goes. I mean, just the legend. There's hardly any tag teams that can hold a candle to the accomplishment that these guys had. For him to just be as humble and as kind as he is, and I've just heard so many great stories about his fan interactions and how he is with the fans, and I think people are really going to get a kick out of meeting him, and just a friendly guy, man. It's very cool. I mean, WWE Hall of Famer.
Yeah, you can't have to say any more than that. I mean, that's right there.
Hall of Fame. I think he's won every tag title: AWA, NWA, WWF, NWGP. It's just he's done it all.
Yeah, exactly. If the company was around when he was wrestling, he's probably had one of their titles.
Yeah, I mean, wrestled everybody from the Funks, the Steiners. I mean, anybody that you can think of, a who's list, the Rockers, Demolition, the Hart Foundation. You think about it, he's worked and beat them.
That's amazing. Yeah, most definitely. Now, I'm still looking forward to the Maddox brothers versus Jeff Jarrett and Chris Michaels. That's going to be a good match, and I know you guys are going to put on one hell of a show.
That's what we always set out to do. We always go out with one thing in mind, steal the show, and Chris Michaels goes out with that same mentality. So when you have that many guys involved in one match, and that's all their goal is to do, a lot of times the fans win and we don't, because there's nothing that my brother and myself won't put ourselves through, and I know Chris is the same way, which is what makes for an exciting match. There's no lengths that we won't go to win the match and steal the show.
Right. Yeah. You want to give everybody, I mean, their money's worth 10 times is basically what it's going to be. Yeah. And let's make a quick point with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So the Make-A-Wish Foundation is absolutely awesome. We decided to partner up with them. My brother and I used to wrestle for a promotion called Crossfire Wrestling in Nashville, Tennessee, and they did really good business down there. Mm-hmm. They worked with Make-A-Wish, and it was just awesome being able to meet the kids, and just such an awesome cause. But I can't remember the percentages, but I do know, Make-A-Wish kids, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to make it or anything else. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. A lot go on to live long, healthy lives, but they're dealing with issues, right? So a lot of times when a wish is granted, there's a marked improvement. Parents, doctors, they notice a marked improvement of, their depression levels. They're not as depressed. They feel more motivated, and they go on an upswing because of just getting granted that wish. And I'm a father too. I've got a 9-year-old girl. I got a 15-month-old boy, and I've got nieces, nephews. I can't imagine if any of them had to go through a lot of what these kids do, and just being able to meet these kids and seeing how positive their outlook is and how courageous they are. It just inspires me, and just being able to give back and do something in some way for them. There's no better feeling than being able to do something you love, but give back to a good cause. And that's one of the reasons we decided to do these bigger shows, is to, we invite as many Make-A-Wish kids and their family members as that want to come. So there's a Make-A-Wish worker, Callie, that I work with, and she sends out a mass email to all the local Wish kids, and any of them that she just tells me how many, and who's coming with them, and bring it on. We'll have tickets there for them, and take care of them the whole nine. And then at the end of the day, once all the talent's paid and everything else, we cut a check to Make-A-Wish, and that's probably one of the best feelings aside from meeting the kids. It's just being able to send that money to them and just give back in some way. It's not much. It's still it still feels good to do something, right?
Shayne, it is something to be proud of too, and we're very happy that you do that as well, and it is very special, and it's awesome, and the kids definitely, you can tell that enjoys them. I've seen lots of kids that come up and see their wrestler, even if it's somebody that they don't necessarily know. It's just
right.
It's wow. This, how do you do what I want to do, and you're talking to them, and that little bit means so much. It really does. It really does, and it's a great thing. You should be proud of that, very much so. You and your brother.
Yeah, we are, and I know all the guys on the show are as well. And they probably don't know this, but it means as much to us as it does them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get in awe of them, and just I wish I had most, because I think all of us let small things get us down, and just to see their outlook on stuff when they're facing way more than I could imagine, and so it means just as much as they are in awe of us at times. I'm just as in awe of them, and it's just a special thing. So I really look forward to meeting. But just any kids in general that show up to the show, any fan in general, I look forward to meeting. I'm blessed that they're the reason I'm able to do it. They're the reason I'm able to go out and perform. So I'm always blessed to take time with any of them, and it excites me. But yeah, and the Make-A-Wish kids, it's so awesome. So we appreciate all of them and look forward to meeting everybody.
That's going to be great. Well, let's talk quickly about the sponsors that you've got that's been going on with this. Give them a little bit of credit.
Right. So we work closely with Cromwell Radio Group.
Mm-hmm.
So Cromwell Radio Group is one of the sponsors, and so that they've been awesome. We've been able to get a lot of the wrestlers some really good interviews on 97X. So I hope everybody's listening to that.
Oh, definitely.
And our title sponsor is Bobby Wilson Home Furnishing, and Bobby's an awesome guy. He's sponsoring this show, and he also has his own wrestling promotion there at the Duke and Best Center on Omega Street in Owensboro.
Mm-hmm.
They run weekly. And another plug that I want to give for them, they're having an all women's tournament
Friday night.
Our show. So this Friday.
Yeah. I know all about that.
Yeah.
I might be there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I may see you there. My brother and I may, if we have time, we may come by. I know that they're crowning their first ever women's champion, so that's going to be awesome. It's
going to be a big deal for them.
Yeah, that's very cool. I saw the belt, man. The belt looks awesome. Yeah, so I think we're talking about Bobby's got the Big B Pro Wrestling Women's Tournament on Friday. I'm looking forward to that. And, have you ever been to Bobby's furniture store?
I've not. Been to the wrestling matches.
Yeah. He's got the wrestling room there. That's cool. And he's got a lot of awesome furniture and really good pricing, too. So I highly recommend anybody who's in the market for furniture, that's the place to go, especially if you're in Owensboro or nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got a vendor, Heroes and Legends Memorabilia, which is going to be there. And they always have really cool stuff. So collectibles from old school stuff, new stuff, figures, just rare stuff that you can't really find anywhere else. They've got it. And typically they kind of see who we've got coming to our shows, and they kind of bring merch to kind of coincide with that. So if you could find some unique pieces that you can purchase from them and go get signed. So that's cool as well. But yeah, those are the main ones.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for being on tonight. And tell everybody one more time what time the show starts and where they can get tickets at.
Awesome. Tickets are available at owensborotickets.com. You can also get them at the Owensboro Convention Center in person. And then they will also be available at the box office the day of the event, or the night of the event. And we're just extremely excited. Saturday night, Fury Road. I'm looking forward to smacking Jeff Jarrett and Chris Michaels around.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. a lot of big time matches. I mean, tickets start at $10 for kids, $15 for adults. For general admission, kids 2 and under are free. You can get more information at our website, ucwevents.com. And yeah, we're really excited to be back in Owensboro, be back at the Sports Center, and look forward to seeing everybody.
Shayne Maddox, thank you so much for being on.
My pleasure. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, sir. Have a great night.
You too.
See you Saturday.
I'll see you then. Take care.